Audio Jungle.
Man accused of attempting to bribe officers after admitting to lottery scamming. A man is now facing several charges after allegedly confessing to lottery scamming, then trying to bribe lawmen when they intercepted his vehicle in Manchester last Thursday. Reports from the Mandeville police are that about 9:30 a.m., a team on mobile patrol intercepted a Crown motor vehicle after it was observed operating carelessly and recklessly, closely following a police convoy. A search of the vehicle was conducted, and several electronic lead sheets containing personal information of individuals residing overseas were allegedly found. While being interrogated, it is further alleged that the driver confessed to purchasing the motor vehicle using proceeds obtained from his involvement in lottery scamming before attempting to bribe the police with $100,000. He is facing charges of possession of identity information of another person with the intent to commit fraud, engaging in a transaction involving criminal property, and attempting to corrupt a public official bribery. His identity is being withheld pending further investigations. More than 52 million seized and 24 persons charged on the police scam done Justice Run anti-lottery scamming campaign. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is reporting that more than 52 million Jamaican dollars were seized and 24 persons arrested and charged under its scam done Justice Run anti-lottery scamming campaign. The constabulary says that three most recent charges follow a 3-day operation in sections of Trelawney between Thursday, July 10 and Saturday, July 12. Charged are 19-year-old Jaquan Beckford, a supermarket assistant in the High District, 60-year-old Maxine Walcott, a vendor of Mug Hill, Clarkstown, and 27-year-old Christopher Cole, also of Clarkstown, all from Trelawney. They have been charged with possession of identity information with intent and possession of access device under the Law Reform Fraudulent Transactions Special Provisions Act. Beckford, Walcott, and Cole were reportedly found with several spreadsheets containing names and addresses of persons living overseas, as well as credit card information for persons living overseas. According to the police, so far, 91 raids have been conducted, resulting in 20 men and 4 women being charged with breaches of the Law Reform Fraudulent Transaction Special Provisions Act. Lawmen say the operation have also resulted in the seizure of over 44 million Jamaican dollars and more than US $55,000, along with cash in other currencies. In addition, approximately 20 high-end vehicles have been seized, as well as 3 imitation firearms, more than 80 assorted rounds of ammunition, and 15 pounds of cocaine, among other items. Head of the Anti-Lottery Scam Unit, Deputy Superintendent of Police Dave Brown, highlighted the magnitude of the seizure, stating that these seizures mark the largest of its kind since the inception of the unit in 2017. He said the unit is also investigating the link between lottery scam trade and pop-up car marts, and is urging members of the public to share information and report individuals participating in lottery scamming activities. Lawmen say the initiative, launched on Thursday, June 5th, has led to multiple arrests, the seizure of illicit assets, and focused approach in disrupting the lottery scam trade in the parishes of St. James, Westmoreland, Trelawney, and Hanover. Taylor sentenced to life imprisonment on gun-related charges. A St. Andrew Taylor was sentenced to life imprisonment after he pleaded guilty to firearm-related offenses in the corporate Iroquois court, charged with possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition is Shane Booth of a Golden Springs, St. Andrew address. Booth, 29, pleaded guilty before Justice Vaughn Smith, and the sentences were handed down on July 8. He was sentenced to 15 years imprisonment on the prohibited weapons and is to serve 10 years before being eligible for parole. Shane was also sentenced to life imprisonment and is to serve 15 years before being eligible for parole on the ammunition charge. Both sentences are to run concurrently. Reports from the Constant Spring Police are that on June 15, 2024, at about 7:13 a.m., a team of lawmen were on patrol in Artilleon Drive when they saw Shane standing among a group of men with a bulge in his waistband. He was approached, and following a search of his person, a homemade firearm and a 19mm round were seized. Booth was taken into custody. Scores of householders in St. Elizabeth and Manchester wired for electricity. scores of households across St. Elizabeth and Manchester have been wired for a connection to the national grid under the government's community electrification project, being implemented by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund in partnership with Jamaica Public Service Company. The project aims to regularize electricity access for communities, prioritizing vulnerable populations. It involves free house wire and connection to the JPS grid for eligible households, ensuring safe and legal access to electricity. Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport Darrell Valls, along with representatives from the JSIF and JPS, visited several communities in the parishes on Thursday, July 10, to observe the house wiring and pole extension activities. The tour began in Prospect, Manchester, where works were completed on 70 houses at a cost of nearly $30 million. The team then traveled to Common Pen in St. Elizabeth, where an additional 20 houses received housing wire and pole extension valued at $16 million, before proceeding to Santa Cruz and Bogue for other activities. The installations were found by energizing of the power lines that will bring legal electricity to the beneficiary households for the first time. Voss said that JPS and JSIF will return to the area over the next 2 weeks to install smart meters and connect each household to the grid. All the services that are provided under this program are delivered as grant, a gift to the people, he noted. Each participating household receives support valued at $183,000, which includes full house wiring and a 4,000 credit on your smart meter technology through a prepaid solution for 6 months, he informed. He was speaking during a stop at the St. Elizabeth Electrification Fair in Independence Park, Black River, where persons were signing up to benefit under the Community Electrification Project. Voss said the project reflects the government's commitment to social inquiry and national progress. We have committed a total of $1.35 billion to this project, with funding allocated through to March 2026, but just this past April, we took it a step further, adding another billion to this program, making a total investment of $2.4 billion, he pointed out. This is the most money ever allocated to a program like this in the history of Jamaica, he noted. So far, over 9,000 homes have been wired, with nearly 50 kilometers of new pole line infrastructure installed. The minister said the further expansion is underway, with work set to begin on an additional 3,200 homes in July, including 400 in St. Elizabeth. Phase 2 will begin in October and will see 4,800 more homes wired across the island, including another 400 in St. Elizabeth. The minister pointed out that for areas where pole line extensions are not feasible, solar system will be provided to ensure that no community is left behind. The entire program is being delivered free of cost to residents, removing the financial barriers to access, he noted. Over 1,400 residents have registered for support through electrification fairs, Voss informed, noting that there is a strong demand for legal electricity. Residents of Comapen, Lorna Sinclair, expressed heartfelt gratitude, noting that the community had come a long way in a quest for legal electricity. Fellow community member Freeman said she was thankful to all those who had made the connections possible. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.